Today's lesson, I would like us to learn how we prepare molar solutions. Molar solutions are prepared using different sizes of volumetric flasks depending on the amount of solution you want to make. For example, here we have, we have got 1 liter volumetric flask. You can use it whenever you want to prepare 1 liter of the solution. This is another volumetric flask. This one is 2 liter volumetric flask. If you want to prepare more solution, you can use that one. Then we have a smaller volumetric flask, which is 250 mils. This is the 250 mils volumetric flask. We use it whenever we are preparing less amount of solution. So today I want us to learn how to prepare molar solutions, and I would like us to prepare a solution of oxalic acid. These are the following things we need. 1, we want 250 ml of volumetric flask. We would like to have water. We'll also need a weighing balance. And that is all that we need. What kind of calculations do we need? Remember, our objective is to prepare 0.25 m oxalic acid. 1, we need to know the formula of oxalic acid so that we can work out the relative formula mass. So oxalic acid formula is COOH2. It has 2 watt of crystallization, so H2O. This formula we can also write it as C2O4.2H2O. If we work out the formula mass of this acid, hydrogen has got relative formula mass of 1. Carbon, the relative formula mass is 12, so 2 carbons, that is 24. And oxygen has a relative atomic mass of 16. Therefore, the 4 oxygens will have a 64, relative mass of 64. Also, 1 molecule of water has a relative molecular mass of 18. Therefore, the 2 molecules of water will have a relative molecular mass of 36. If we add all that, the relative formula mass of this acid becomes 126. So let us calculate the measurements we need to prepare the solution. So let us work out the moles. The moles we need to weigh here are, we need to prepare 0.25 moles per liter of this acid. And to convert these moles of the acid to mass, as I had taught earlier, you convert moles to mass by multiplying by RFM. Therefore, the mass we need to weigh is equal to 0.25 multiplied by RFM of 126, and the units here are grams. And this gives you 126 multiplied by 0.25, you get that 1.5 grams. So this is 31.5 grams. So this makes 0.25 moles. We need to divide this number of moles in a liter of solution. But I would like to remind you that we are not making a liter of solution, we are making a quarter of a liter of solution. Therefore, we need to divide this mass by 4 because 250 centimeters cubed will dissolve a quarter of this mass. Then we have 3.5 divided by 4, and the mass we need to dissolve in 250 centimeters cubed is you divide by 4, you get 7.875 grams. Therefore, to prepare 0.25 m oxalic acid, we need to dissolve 7.875 grams of oxalic acid. And how would we dissolve 7.875 grams of oxalic acid? We are going to use, as I had said earlier, 250 centimeters cubed volumetric flask. This volumetric flask, when the solution is up to the mark, that is a quantity that we are saying is 250 centimeters cubed. So let us move on. We are going to weigh 7.87 grams of oxalic acid. Then we are going to put that acid here because it is in solid form. We put a liter of water. We dissolve that solution to make a liter solution. Then we are going to fill the volumetric flask up to the mark, so that now the solution becomes 250 mils. And in that 250 mils, remember the mass dissolved is 7.875 grams, and the concentration, because this is a quarter of a liter, the concentration of this solution will be exactly 0.25 m. So let us now weigh 7.875 grams of oxalic acid. Now we have 7.875 grams of oxalic acid. I'm now going to dissolve this amount of acid to make it 250 centimeters cubed of solution. To do it, as I had said earlier, I am going to put the acid down. Now we have 7.875 grams of oxalic acid inside this volumetric flask. Out of this mass, we want to make 250 centimeters cubed of solution. Let us now put water. Don't put too much water. So put just a little to dissolve. That is not enough. It is now enough. If you prepared water first, 250 centimeters cubed of water, then you put the acid, you will have a solution which is more than 250 centimeters cubed. So Now we are almost there. Of oxalic acid, we need to make this one to 250. Remember that the 250 milliliter mark is indicated there in your volumetric flask, and it is all volumetric flasks which have got that mark, and we are supposed to fill our volumetric flask up to that point, so that now 7.875 grams of our acid can now make a solution of oxalic acid. So that is the oxalic acid we have prepared, and this acid is exactly 0.25 m. And what is inside here is 7.87 grams of oxalic acid. That is in terms of mass. So that is how we prepare molar solutions. Thank you for listening to me.